Here's a look at the main train station in Rome. It's called Roma Termini, and it's straight ahead. And to the left is a bus station here that has local buses as well as shuttle buses to the Rome airport. Also, there's trams that end up here, so pretty much everything comes through here. Metro trains, long distance trains, international trains, buses, trams, taxis, everything you can think of for transportation. And it's really pretty much in the middle of the city here. All around this area is a lot of tourist hotels, a lot of restaurants, and other attractions for tourists, and the tourist attractions are around here as well. If you're coming to Rome, you're almost definitely going to be coming through here, whether by the metro or the shuttle bus from the airport, or just coming through here to get off and go see the sights around the area here. So let's go have a look at some of the platforms in here for the long range trains first. So here is some of the train platforms. There are 33 platforms here, and trains go all over the major cities of Italy, as well as Munich, Geneva, and Vienna. And this train station has over 150 million passengers a year, which is the second largest railway station after Paris Gare du Nord. This train that's going to be coming up now is the train that I took to go to Florence. So all the trains are pretty new, modern, comfortable, fast. And these platforms are on the ground level, and on the downstairs level is where the metro trains come through. So let's have a look at the metro trains of Rome. There's two lines that come through here, the A and the B. These two lines crisscross through the center of the city, and they meet at like a X right where the Termini train station is. So the A and B line go through the city kind of in a direction of northeast, northwest, southeast, and southwest. And in the last 5 years, there's now a C line that kind of follows one leg of one of the metro lines. So it doesn't actually come through Termini station. Now we're going to have a look at the downstairs area, what it looks like, and you'll see or get an idea of how big this train station really is. Seems pretty easy to get lost down here. It's pretty massive, I would say. And then you still have the big upstairs area, which looks more like an airport than a train station. So just some tips on getting around in Rome. You're going to be taking the metro and the bus a lot. So the ticket options are the standard ticket, which is valid for one metro ride or 100 minutes on all buses. And that allows transfers also, and that's 1.5 euros. And then you also have a 24-hour ticket, which is valid for unlimited metro, bus, and train travel within Rome for 24 hours from validation for 7 euros. Also, there's a 48-hour ticket, which is also valid for unlimited metro, bus, and train for 48 hours from validation, and that's 12.5 euros. And there's also a 72-hour ticket, which is the same, but for 72 hours, and that's 18 euros. And then you also have a weekly ticket for 7 calendar days for 24 euros. And so I recommend you get this because some of the machines in these metro stations only take cash. They don't take credit cards. Not all of them, but some of them. And I had an incident getting on a bus thinking that I was just going to pay the guy when I got on the bus because I didn't have a ticket. And I got on and I tried to give him money, and he basically signaled to me that they don't take money, they only take it by the ticket. So I just kind of shrugged and he kind of shrugged, and so basically I got a free ride on the bus, or stole a ride, or whatever you want to call it, because I couldn't pay and he couldn't accept the money. And so I was just hoping that from the time I got on the bus to the time I got off to get to the Coliseum, that I didn't get stopped by some cop to have my ticket checked or whatever, because I think it's 60 times the ticket price or something if you get caught without a ticket. Personally, I would just buy the one-way tickets for €1.50 because you don't usually really use that much metro or buses. I mean, you go to one location, you take a metro one way, and then you take it back, so it's not like you're going to be going all over the place in one day. You probably do a lot more walking than you do getting on a bus or a metro. So just buying the standard one-way ticket will probably be cheaper anyway. Another thing that comes through this train station here is the Leo Express from the airport. So that's an express train. That's about, I think, only 30 minutes from the airport to here. It's more expensive than the other trains that make stops along the way. And I did a video about it right from the Rome airport, showing you where you get it and all the options and everything. So if you're coming to Rome and you're wondering how to get to Termini station from the airport, check out that video as well. I'll put the different rates for the different types of Metro cards in the description below. So just check for that in the description. I'll put all the details that I just mentioned here so you don't have to remember all the details. So this is the upstairs corridor here, the main corridor, and it looks like a pretty nice place. Some construction going on or whatever, but this train station has been around since something like 1862. Now, obviously not this building, but this train station has been here since 1862. I think it was rebuilt sometime around the 1950s or something along that time. So this is what it looks like, pretty much similar to a lot of train stations, although I would say this is maybe one of the nicer ones, at least inside the train station. Outside is kind of a different story. As with most train stations in big cities, directly on the streets around it, it's kind of shady, characters hanging out. It's safe during the daytime mostly, but at night I probably wouldn't recommend walking around on these side streets too much after maybe, I don't know, 10, 11 o'clock or something like that, because I've walked through here like maybe after 12 or something, and definitely a lot of nighttime kind of activity going on, if you know what I mean. So here I'm heading out of the train station, and I'm just gonna walk one of the streets over here just to give you an idea of what it looks like around here. And so you have the typical kind of stores, the McDonald's, I guess maybe some scooter rentals, some bike rentals, and a bunch of tourist kind of shops. And also another thing is that the places to exchange money around here are pretty horrible rates. I checked a number of these places. There's one right on this block here, as well as at least 3, 4, 5 in the 2, 3 blocks around this area, and they all had pretty bad rates. Like I would say, worse than about 10% loss on your money or something along those lines. So your best bet is, if you're coming out here, is to use your credit card, and if you need cash, have a low fee debit card, preferably one that refunds your ATM fees or something like that, and just take out cash, because they'll only cost you like 1% as opposed to 10, 15% I've seen in some of these places. So don't even think about exchanging money out here. So that's my video on Roma Termini. I hope you liked it. Please give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, and subscribe to my channel.